Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our presentation about Uber, the taxi service. I am Luke Smith and this is Owen Gilmore. And
Hello.
we are here to talk to you about Uber, the ride-sharing business.
Uber as a business started in 2009 and has spread to over 60 countries around the world, and in those countries over 200 major cities. The main focus of Uber is providing cheap ride sharing as opposed to taxi services where people sign up to act as drivers and then pick up customers and take them to their destinations. They do this via a app for iPhones and Android devices, allowing easy access to customers from the drivers and to the drivers from the customers.
Today we will be analysing Uber as a business through the use of SWOT and pest analysis, and by examining what they bring to the marketing area, by examining the 4 P's of marketing: price, product, place and promotion, while also looking at their market segmentation
and how they retain customers through operant conditioning. The main target segment of the market that Uber focuses on is individuals who live in major cities across the world and who primarily use public transport or taxis to go to and from their destination. They also focus on large groups involved in social events such as races, the ECA, sporting events, and parties. Uber uses operant conditioning to retain their customers by aiming to provide them with a reward of lower prices and a higher quality service than they would get through traditional taxis and public transport. This leads to more satisfied customers who are more likely to reuse their service than they are to go back to taxis. The 4 P's of marketing: product, place, price, and promotion, are essential to businesses, and the product of Uber is the ride-sharing app and the transport services that they provide, as well as the quality of that service that the drivers provide to each customer.
With regard to the place of Uber, Uber mainly focuses the placement of its product in major cities across every continent except Antarctica, due to the large number of people trying to use alternative means to get from place to place. Another reason they focus their brand on major cities is because in the countryside or smaller towns there is not enough guaranteed business to ensure services are being used accordingly, therefore minimising the driver's income.
Price is one of the main drawing points of Uber, as it is consistently lower prices than taxi services, and they manage to achieve this by using the app to coordinate drivers and customers rather than call centers to take calls. And they also do not have to pay the same licensing fees that taxis are required to pay to be allowed to work in certain countries. Another method of pricing is they provide varying types of cars, ranging from small compact cars to luxury cars, depending on the drivers, and charge differently depending on which cars the customers pick.
Promotion is also another main drawing point of Uber, as it helps get their brand known and recognised. Uber's promotional tactics are very modern with regards to how they portray their brand name. They've used several different marketing campaigns over the duration of their business venture, and they've also successfully promoted their product by teaming up with several big corporations including MasterCard, Spotify and ASPCA, otherwise known as the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. In addition to the advertising campaigns, there are also incentives to sign up with Uber, such as a free $40 worth of transportation.
We have used a pest analysis to analyze the external influences on Uber in political, economic, socio-cultural and technological fields.
First, we'll be talking about the political aspect of Uber. Even though Uber is becoming a massively popular business, it still receives quite a bit of backlash politically. Taxi services are lobbying governments to make Uber illegal or to impose heavier regulations by making Uber follow the country's taxi regulations.
Economic factors that have influenced Uber are factors such as the rising prices of petrol due to less supply and more demand of oil that is used to create it, the strength of each country's currency, such as here in Australia where our money is worth less than America, and thus the prices have to be higher, as well as people who live in cities who prefer to walk or ride a bike to their destinations and avoid paying for an Uber driver altogether.
The socio-cultural environment of Uber is one of their strongest points as a business, as their drivers are more inclined to make the customer's experience more enjoyable, as the customers can use a rating system on the Uber app to review the drivers and how well the service was, which could impact the driver's future work. Although the drivers themselves are responsible for who they wish to drive and can choose to ignore an incoming Uber request if the customer is known to be a troublesome occupant.
Uber uses technology to a great degree, starting with they use a mobile phone app to coordinate between drivers and customers. They are open to using electric cars to replace ordinary cars to reduce costs and reduce pollution. However, technology that could negatively impact Uber is the creation of the self-driving car, which Google is close to completing, which could completely eliminate the need for taxis or ride sharing. And Uber itself has some problems with privacy due to the app collecting location data from customers and drivers, and people being able to access that at any time. The customers do give permission, and the drivers also give permission for Uber to collect this data, but are unable to revoke the permission once given. We have used a SWOT analysis to analyze Uber's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The strengths, which we will start with, of Uber is that as a brand it is very well known and well recognized, even in places such as Queensland where it is currently illegal. The limit of their vehicles and drivers is limited only by the population of the area happening in and people's willingness to sign up for it. Currently, outside of taxi companies, they have very little to no competition, and as they're providing a different service to taxis, they are taking over more and more of the service industry there. The technology provides ease of access to drivers and customers with the phone app, and they do not use they use a cashless money system to transfer money, allowing for instant transfers rather than have to change hands and take money to the bank. The rating systems allow customers to review drivers and make recommendations, while the drivers themselves are able to recognize troublesome customers and avoid them if they choose to.
With regards to the weaknesses of Uber, as the same with any other business, it does have its weaknesses. mainly in the form of how there is little to no interaction between Uber and their drivers. Anyone is able to sign up with hardly any background check, meaning a driver could sign up for a quick bit of money, provide terrible service and leave, leaving Uber with a bad reputation and out of pocket. Other concerns with regards to Uber stem from their non-availability outside of heavily populated areas. Also, the privacy concerns which were previously touched on can lead to people not wanting to sign up with Uber in fear of their privacy being invaded.
The opportunities that are present to Uber include using electric cars to reduce the costs for both drivers and customers. They can provide other services such as school transport or aged care transport to and from hospitals. There's a number of suburban areas where taxis are not a major presence or completely unavailable.
A number of threats have already been addressed in this presentation, although there are still threats that are present within Uber, such as anyone can start a competing ride-sharing business due to the fact it is not regulated, and then can cause the prices to drop below what is needed to cover operational costs for drivers, resulting in low-quality service, once again leading to bad publicity.
Some recommendations for Uber moving forward would be to focus more on customer privacy by limiting the collection of the location data to only when customers request a driver to provide service, or for when drivers say they will take requests. Other potential recommendations is the ability for customers and drivers to revoke the permissions for Uber to collect location data if they choose to no longer use the services Uber provides.
This has been our presentation on the marketing concepts with regards to Uber as a business. We hope it has given you some useful information. Thank you.